So it all boils down to numbers ultimately. If you are able to establish that, say, I'm just saying some number that your per person productivity is 50.
Okay.
Of 8, 2 are doing 2 crore each, and then others are at 10 lakh each. Right. So do you want that whereby these two will tomorrow take you for ransom? They will ask for promotion, they will ask for obnoxious increments, etc. Or do you want to move from this 50 to 75 where you have 6 or 7 individuals contributing 70 lakh, 80 lakh, 1 crore, 1.25 crore, and likewise. And maybe a couple of new joiners at 40 and 50. So it's a team, right? And of course, how it will transform into numbers. Probably a span of 8 can come down to 6 for same productivity or same average productivity. Or you can have more and more individual contributors and thereby a larger pool to pick your team leads and above. So you can actually start looking at not just functional skill or numbers, but also people skills, right? So how you are able to translate culture discussion to numbers discussion is going to core to manage stakeholders.
Very nice.
And see, any corporate, be it first generation founder driven, where probably HR was the last thing to get added and onboarded,
Correct.
to a very established MNC, the moment you are able to show big picture and how people are going to add and contribute to it, the people practice and the people in general, the human capital, how that is going to significantly enhance the value of the corporate. The moment you are able to quantify these aspects, things change.
Secondly, today I also look into other areas, some other business as well in my current organization, not just HR.
Okay,
I do
very nice.
other business, which was completely new and I had no idea. But I would really thank the level of information which is available today on internet, right? You can spend a few weeks, few months to really understand what the business is about, who are your competition, how does this business operate within your country, globally, what are the success parameters, and how the org structure, what is the org design, what is the workflow. You can learn all of it.
Very
I'm
nice.
not saying you can become expert, but you
Correct.
can learn.
So this is very exciting. So being into HR, handling a tough or maybe a challenging assignment like a CHRO, you have taken different assignments related to business.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you took it by on your own. You took an initiative to ask for such assignments.
Yeah, so there was an initiative because when I completed 5 years, and since I completed 20 years in HR, as I was saying, somewhere there was this feeling that am I learning something new or am I getting saturated? So, saturation, when I say, it's not about being saturated in terms of your designation or your compensation, but purely from learning perspective. So I did have a discussion with my CEO on is there anything else that I can do? And to my surprise, and all credit goes to my CEO and the organization that we work. He was very open and he gave me a list of things actually. He
Very
told me
nice.
choose. Yeah, he said choose. And he was like, you have all these possibilities because he is a believer that someone who has some fair sense of business and who can learn. And being in HR, at the end of the day, your business success depends upon how well you built the organization, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and that skill HR comes with. So for a leader, which is very important. So that's how I took it over, and it was a new business. So it required a lot of team building, reorganization, setting the workflows, and figuring out what is the best way of operating. So so that was it. So of course, as I said, you have to show interest also, right?
When I was working with TAFE, we were introducing one new business, and we also simultaneously having a huge attrition that time in the print line sales executives. Okay, we did a study and we understood So generally, when there are a lot of attrition happening, people will blame salary. We have to change. Yeah, because I was hiring people, and that's how I know that it is not only salary. It is also one sec. Unmute. It is also the other things which is like your environment could be a problem. So I go around almost many dealerships. I don't find a number, at least 60 to 70 dealerships across country. I learned a pattern and we classified our dealerships and distributors, and then we reallocated manpower based on the maturity of the dealership. Okay. Subsequently to that, we also created an area manager developmental program where the competency of area managers were also developed. Both together, that year we could achieve 2% increase in the market share.
Very nice. And the attrition reduced by?
Yes, reduced by 11% if I remember correctly.
Very nice. Because
From 35%.
Many business heads, we are into the business of healthcare, say, no, attrition of my key clinicians. Okay, I am worried that I may lose my most key cardiologist to competition. I am worried that competition may come and poach my most able and revenue generating, let's say, neurologist, hard to find. So then, as business, you sense it, proactively start engaging them. What would possibly help you talk to that clinician and understand his aspiration? Then you say, what's going to make an impact? See, I always believe compensation cannot be the only lever in terms of attracting or retaining talent. Both overpaying and underpaying has got its own consequences. It's got its own counter effect. But today, I mean, the knowledge workers we deal with, the high value clinicians, they're looking for impact. Okay, why should I continue to stay invested in this organization and not somebody else? Because I have a larger forum. I'm able to have that sense of professional satisfaction working with this organization because I'm able to create an impact in the ecosystem.